Honorable Charles Onchoke in the House. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to make my contribution to this very important motion or this report. Two key principles of public financial management are transparency, openness, and accountability, and the prudency of frugality, which are well underlined in our Constitution, Article 201. However, our consolidated fund services management is quite the antithesis of these two principles. You're going to see a lot of inefficiency, a lot of rot in this part of public financial management. Article 95 of the Constitution, paragraph 4, subgraph C, gives this House the power of oversight of national revenue and expenditure. So that for all these to have gone without oversight is a big failure on this House, that the oversight was not exercised, and that this committee was created at the right time to correct some of those wrongs. Mr. Speaker, I stand here as somebody who worked in the Ministry of Finance. In this department, I have some insights of what goes on there. The contribution to the pending bills, all the non-performing loans, which are contributed by the guarantees, the actual expenditures that are incurred, but because of the cash method of accounting, they are not reflected in our books. So in other words, what we are reporting as our expenditure in our books is understated, grossly understated. And therefore, I think the measures have been recommended by this committee to enable us to correct this anomaly, so that when the accounting officers are going to authorize expenditure, when they don't have the budget lines, when they are going to hold back money of the pensioners who have worked for a long time and they're waiting, and yet every month their money is deducted and remitted. How come at the time when they're due for pension payment, they don't receive this money? I think it's wrong, it's immoral, it shouldn't happen in this country. Whether we have the inefficiencies or whatever is happening in the pensions department, by this time I think they should have been corrected where we are in our stage of development, so that pensioners upon their retirement, they should get their check on the first month upon leaving their work. Mr. Speaker, I don't think that we have taken an accurate inventory of our debt stock. I don't think that the Parliament has exercised oversight role properly in the manner in which we incur the public debt, because the accounting officers find themselves in a situation where they go to the market to borrow without seeking the approval of Parliament, and therefore putting us in this situation. I think in addition to what has been recommended in this report, there should be something to the effect of sanctioning these officers who put us in this situation, because it happens year in, year out, and we dig ourselves deeper and deeper into debt. Mr. Speaker, the reports that we receive every time from the government every year don't show the accurate financial performance or the accurate financial position of government books, because of all these, the manner in which the accounting systems or the accounting methods have been adopted by the government. Therefore, I think as a matter of urgency, we should move and require that the Treasury adopts, or the government adopts, the accrual basis of accounting, because then that gives us an accurate position of where we are as far as our finances are concerned. Now, when we have these contracts or agreements where we are incurring or we are contracting external debt, and the works take a long time before they start, in the meantime, the debt cannot be dispersed because the counterpart funds has not been made available, we start incurring penalties if a contract has been awarded, and we get ourselves into problems, or we incur costs which we shouldn't be incurring in the first place because of our inefficiencies. Case in point, where I come from in Bonchari, the Ahero Isibania Road. Can I have a minute, please, Mr. Speaker?
Well, your contribution is good. I'll add you 1 minute.
Thank you, sir. The Ahero Isibania Road is a road which is financed by the African Development Bank, and it serves quite a big range of many counties, many constituencies. Now, one of the things is that because the government doesn't have the money as it's part of this component to the contract, the works are stalled. But what happens when the works stall? The contractor keeps sending us an invoice, and therefore it keeps building up, so that we find ourselves getting into a worse situation. So that we can be able to make the monies available from the time we negotiate for these contracts, we negotiate for these loans, we've been in a better position. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable